Welcome to this short video. Let's start in standing just for a few breaths. After those few breaths, gently making your way down onto the mat into a tabletop position on hands and knees. From there, let's just move into a few rounds of cat and cow, feeling the flow through the spine. And from there, easing down onto the back with the knees bent, semi-supine, arms by the sides, and bringing the right knee in over the chest as we breathe in, breathing out, lifting the nose towards the knee. Inhaling, taking the arms back to the floor behind, extending the leg up in the air, and then exhaling to lower. Inhaling, knee in over the chest, exhaling, nose to knee. Inhaling, arms back, leg up, exhaling to the ground. One more time, knee in over the chest, exhaling, nose to knee. Breathing in, arms back, raising the leg, exhaling to the ground. 3 times then, leading with the left leg. Knee in over the chest as you breathe in, breathe out, nose to knee. Inhaling, raising the leg, arms go back, and exhaling, straight leg lower, arms by the sides. Breathing in, knee to chest. Breathing out, nose to knee. Inhaling, arms back, leg up. Exhaling to the ground. 3 times all together with the separate legs. And then we'll take the 2 legs together. Inhaling, 2 knees come in over the chest. Exhaling, nose to the space between the knees. Breathing in, arms back, legs go up. But breathing out, let's bend the knees to take the feet to the ground. Again, inhaling, knees in over the chest. Exhaling, nose to knees. Breathe in, arms go back, legs go up. And breathing out, bend those knees to bring the feet to the ground. Another round, knees in, nose to knees, arms back, legs go up, breathing out, feet to the ground, arms by the sides. Take a moment there. And then start to switch on pelvic floor and tummy muscles to create that rocking movement that happens into the low back and the hips. And then gradually ease your way up into a bridge pose. Just when you're ready, don't move too quickly into bridge. Starting with a low bridge, gradually building your bridge a little bit higher each time you lift up. Using those core muscles to help lift you up and feeling those glutes work as you rise up high. As the hips lift, feel the glutes supporting you, so those buttock muscles tightening, your quads tightening. As you come up, let's hold the bridge. And first, see if you can extend the right leg out long before rebending, placing the foot on the ground. Coming down, coming back into the bridge, extending the left leg out long before bringing the foot to the ground, and repeating that 3 times on each side if you can. So the point of this is to aim for stability in the pelvis as you extend one of the legs, allowing the remaining leg to feel strong. Notice the support. Notice the glutes work. If you've not done this exercise for some time, you may find you get cramp in the back of the standing leg. Keep practicing. Come down in between to reset and give it another go. When you've finished, bring the 2 knees in over the chest, nose towards the knees, and then place one hand on top of each knee and then roll off through those hips as you guide the knees in opposite directions, so we counter rotate through the hips. And just moving within a range that seems right for your hips and changing direction halfway through. Eventually coming to a stop, rolling over onto one side and pushing your way up to sitting. So from here, getting into the hips a little bit more, let's take the outside of the right ankle, place it on top of the outstretched left leg and feeding the left fingers between the right toes, and then using those fingers to rotate the ankle. So the feet are used to deciding and controlling the movement often. So asking them to relinquish control to the hands can be quite tricky. And we go around in one direction before changing direction, and then moving into rocking the baby pose as you support the knee with the right arm, still holding fingers between toes, rocking side to side before lowering the foot to the ground and releasing that right knee out to the side and trying to relax the right knee towards the ground according to that right hip. And then easing the knee back up to centre, extending the leg out. And then we'll take the outside of the left ankle on top of the right thigh, feed the right fingers between the left toes, and then we can start the circling of the ankle using the right hands. A few movements in one direction, change direction, and then beginning to support the left knee with the left hand. Right fingers controlling the toes, side to side, rocking your baby before lowering the foot to the ground, releasing the knee towards the ground, opening the hip. Relaxing the hip, relaxing the knee. Bringing it back up to centre, extending those legs and then widening the legs. So if at this stage this is really uncomfortable for your hips, you might find a little block underneath the hips or a low cushion underneath the hips. Might just help you feel this as a more comfortable seated position. And stirring the pudding here, so you're imagining holding a huge wooden spoon, stirring the pudding in a huge bowl, first in one direction, then moving round the other way. Your core supporting you, so drawing up, drawing in with those pelvic floor and tummy muscles. Energizing, good stretches for the hips. As you finish, drawing the legs back together and now rowing a boat. So exaggerating the oar-like movement with the arms. So imagine you're holding a couple of oars in your hands, exaggerating this movement up, forward, down, drawing them back. A few strokes of those oars in one direction and then reversing your boat reversing the arm movement and coming to a stop. So from here, moving again up to all fours. So from all fours here, let's ease the bottom back towards the heels into a child's pose. And then we're going to rock between 3 positions: child's pose, tabletop, and a more cobra-like movement. But we're going to take this really gently, really gradually. As you come forward, don't force the hips towards the ground. Just ease them a little bit closer towards the ground if they're willing to go and if the back is happy for this. So we inhale to tabletop, exhale coming forwards, inhale to tabletop, exhale to child's pose, inhale tabletop, exhale hips coming forwards, maybe getting a little closer to the ground, inhale tabletop, exhale child's pose, and pausing. And now from child's pose, converting to a tiger stretch. Right arm, left leg in opposite directions and returning to child. Inhaling, left arm, right leg in opposite directions. Breathing out, return to child. Inhale, opposite arm, opposite leg, stretching long. Exhale to child. Inhale, opposite arm, opposite leg, stretching. Exhaling to child. Returning to tabletop now. And then taking the right leg up, bending the right knee, bringing the right heel towards the bottom and taking the left hand to the low back. And maybe we can reach back with that left hand and make contact with the right foot. Finding the foot, we call this, and returning to the ground. Let's try the other side, lifting left leg, bring the heel towards the bottom, take the right hand onto the low back, and then stretching back. See if you can make contact. If you can't make contact, leave the hand on the low back. Don't worry. Return to child. And then we'll see if we can add that into our flow. As you inhale, stretch the arm and the leg long and sweep back round. Find the foot. Inhale to stretch again before exhaling back to child. Next in-breath, stretch the other diagonal. Sweep the arm round, bending the leg. Find the foot. Inhaling, stretch long. Exhaling to child. Repeating. Stretch opposite arm, opposite leg. Find the foot. Stretch away as you inhale. Exhale back to child. Inhaling the other diagonal now. Stretch long. Find the foot. Stretch long again. And return to child's pose. Pushing back to all fours and taking a few more cat and cow flowing movements. Then beginning to tuck the toes under. Find yourself in downward facing dog. Return to the knees. And from here, we're going to create a pigeon pose by sweeping the right knee forward between the hands. And we could stay like this if the knee is happy here. You might want to create a bit of a twist by bringing the right ankle underneath the left hip and then potentially folding over that bent right leg. Don't do this if your knee's not healthy though. And then we sweep back, retrieve the knee, step back into child's pose before repeating on the other side, sweeping the left knee forward, twisting if that's correct for you. And once you've done the same thing on both sides, return to tabletop. And from tabletop, coming all the way up to standing. From here, we're going to come into a sun salute practice, but this sun salute, we incorporate a side stretch and a couple of twists and a chair pose. So as you can see, we raise the arms and then we took a banana shape, a side stretch on each side. Raise the arms again as you come into then chair pose, sit the bottom back, bring the hands into prayer, have a little twist to one side, come back and up to the middle, extend the arms high, settle back into your chair pose before bringing hands to prayer again and then twist in the other direction. Return to the middle, raise the arms high and fold forward, soft knees. Taking the right foot way back into a lunge, leave the right hand on the ground as you take the left hand to the low back and maybe extend that left arm in the air before bringing the hand to the ground, step back into downward facing dog. Then glide through into a plank before lowering the knees, the chest, the chin, sweeping into a cobra or modify that cobra to something more comfortable before down facing dog. Extend the right leg in the air, step through to lunge, forward fold. Then come up with soft knees, raised arms and return to prayer. Inhaling, arms raised, side stretch, one side, back up to the middle, side stretch on the other, up to the middle and chair pose. Hands to prayer. And then a twist. Return to center, raise those arms. Hands to prayer as you sit back in chair. Twist to the other side. Back to the middle, raise those arms. And take forward fold. Left foot going back into lunge this time, left hand staying on the ground, right hand to the low back and then into the air if it's willing. Bring the right hand down, step back to downward facing dog and then glide into your plank. Lower the knees, the chest, the chin, slither through to cobra or a modification and back to downward facing dog. Raise the left leg high, step that left foot forwards into lunge, right foot joining it, raising those arms up high again before returning to prayer. Releasing the arms to the sides. Namaste.